Hi there, and welcome to yet another video of ROA tutorials. Today we will be discussing event studies, and in particular the recent merger of WorldPay and Vantiv. So event studies are normally conducted when there is certain news about a certain stock. Let's say a CEO died, or there was fraud, or a dividend payout, or like the example of today, a merger. And what it basically does is we split the return of the day, and the return of the stock. We split it in an abnormal return and then predicted or a normal return. And at the end, with a t-test, we will see if the stock behaved indeed abnormal and if investors reacted either positive or negative, and more importantly, if they reacted significantly positive or negative. So let's get started. I already downloaded all the data, all the financial data of both WorldPay and Vantiv and their relative stock market indices. So WorldPay is traded at the FTSE in London and Vantiv is traded in New York. So we have here all the data about all the historical data about FTSE 100. We have the stock prices of every day of WorldPay. We have all the data of Nasdaq, and finally we have the historical data of Vantiv. So I already worked out the complete part for WorldPay, which I will show at the end of the video. Right now, let's go step by step through the process for Vantiv and Nasdaq. So we have here a new worksheet, and for reasons I will tell you later on, it's easier if you have like a couple of rows on top of where you would begin. And on top of that, we also want to have like 2 or 3 columns on the left from where we start. Okay, so we would roughly start somewhere here. It doesn't matter that much how many. So let's start first with the stock prices. Let's go up. So we have here the date, the adjusted closure of the stock of Vantiv, and the volume. Well, for now, the volume is not interesting. The date and the adjusted closure is. So we copy that, and now I press Ctrl Shift and the arrow down to select the whole part. And I'll just paste it here. Okay, so to make it more clear, we have here the stock. VNTV, that's like the ticker name, how you could recognize it on the stock market of Vantiv. Okay, so now we want to check if the dates of the stock indeed correspond with the date or with the dates of Nasdaq. Sometimes there are some irregularities when you download the data of, let's say, Yahoo Finance or Capital IQ. So let's go here. It starts at the 10th of August in 2015 and it ends on the 7th of August in 2017. So let's see for Nasdaq. We go up and we see indeed that we start at the 10th of August in 2015 and we end at the 7th of August 2017. So that should be correct. So here we have some more information which we basically don't need, except of course the adjusted closure. So we select that column, all the data, we go to our new worksheet and we paste it here. To make it even more clear, we will put the ticker of Nasdaq on top of it so we know what it is again. Alright, a quick check if indeed the ends are the same as well, and that it is. Okay, so News about the merger between those two companies, WorldPay and Vantiv, was around the 4th or the 5th of July this year. So we go there. More down, I see. Where is it? There. So the 4th was a non-trading day, so we will keep it at the 5th. And to find it easier later on, let's make the whole row yellow and make the figures bold. Okay, let's go to the top again. Alright, so we want to know the return on the stock. Let's put it like that. We want to know the return on the market. We want to know the expected return. We don't want that sign. Let's put it like this. We want to know the abnormal return. We want to know the cumulative abnormal return. And finally, we have the t-test. Okay? Now, these rows come in handy because we want to know later on the intercept. We want to know the slope. We want to know the R square. And finally, the standard error. Because basically, what we do later, the predicted, the expected return or the predicted return of the stock is basically a normal regression. And so it's alpha plus beta times the return. So let's continue. The return on the stocks. For the first day, we will keep it empty. We just don't know it. So the second day, we put in the return of the stock of the day minus the closure of the stock the day before, will be divided by the closure price of the day before. Let's put it between brackets. The same applies for the market. Alright, so we can copy that down, and that's that. Okay, now we go back to our event date, which is still somewhere here. Yeah, although it disappeared now. The yellowish part. So event studies, we have various, let's call them windows. So it was in the news that the merger was, well, hanging in the air, so to speak. So we will take an event window of 10 days before the actual event and 10 days after the event. So this is day 0, this is day 1, let's make it day 2. If we select it, and now select downwards, yep. The layout is messing up a little bit, but well, okay. We do the same upwards, right to the top. Alright, so that's more data than we need actually. So let's go here. So we have our event window, and then, well, some people would want to have a certain clean window. Other people just start right away with our estimation part. I like to keep a clean window of 10 days, just to be sure that indeed there is nothing overlooked, so to speak. So we have here 10 days, which I would call a clean window. Let's give it a nice color. And then I would like to have an estimation window of 250 days. So that's more or less somewhere here. Alright. Let's give that also another color. Yeps. And because I don't want to scroll all the time, let's delete all the data points we don't need, which is up, and these are of course not possible. So that's that. Now we can go to our intercept. Luckily Excel has a nice function for it. It's called intercept, and then Excel says, okay, the intercept is the known y's and the known x's. Our known y's are the returns of the stock in our estimation window, and our known x's are all the market returns also in our estimation window. So we select them. Oops, that's a little bit far. Here. Yeps. And then we do the same for the market returns. That's also set up. So let's close, and we're finished. Now, instead of selecting all data again and again and again, well, you can do that of course, but there's an easier way. If we go back to our formula and press F4 at every part, like that, you see that there are dollar signs appear. We can enter, and now we can copy it to the rest what we need. Of course, now all data is the same. However, the formula is only changed slightly, because instead of the intercept, very original, we want to have the slope, which is called slope, and we wanted to know the r squared, which is named in Excel r as q, and we want to know the standard error, which is named as the EYX. So now we have that part of our data. We go now to our expected return. Our expected return is basically the intercept plus the slope times the return on the market. And that's the normal single regression almost. And well, Excel calculates then that on this date, the 7th of July in 2016, we would expect a return on our stock 0.0202, but actually it's 0.005. So we can copy it down, but then we have to close it or hold our intercept. We do it again by pressing F4, and we have to fix the slope as well, which we do again by F4. Now, if we click here on this plus sign, it's all copied downwards. Alright? Well, then we can continue with our abnormal returns. Our abnormal returns are simply the difference between the stock price of the day minus the expected return. Alright? That one also on the plus sign, copy it downwards. Well, the car, we don't need it for the estimation window. Well, we can calculate it, of course. We only need it here. So our car is basically our abnormal return plus the abnormal return of the day before. And then we can copy it. Alright, so go up again. And finally the t-test. Well, I'll do it here. But we basically only need it, of course, in the estimation window, and even more precise only for that day, the specific day of the 5th of July, if I remember correctly. Well, the t-test is simply the abnormal return of the day divided by the standard error. Okay, so we fix the standard error again. Let's copy this downwards if it's possible. If not possible, then we have to do it manually. Okay, let's make this yellow again. Like I said, the layout is a little bit messed up, but well, we'll manage. So now we see at our event date that we have a t-test of minus 2.67. In this case, that would mean that the investors, that the market or the investors reacted very negatively on the stock of Vantiv, on the news of the merger. And is it significant? Yes, because if it would be 1.96, it's already at a 95% significant level. So we could say this is a very significant negative response from the market. Well, that's basically, in short, how the event study is done. Funny side effect in this merger, and we go now to the part which I had done previously of the FTSE 100 and the stock of WorldPay, which I've done here. And if we go down now to our event window, and on the day that there was the news of the merger, we see that for WorldPay, the investors reacted very positively, significantly positively, very significant. So, in the end, investors thought probably for WorldPay it's a good deal that the merger would go ahead. While they, at the same time, they thought of that it's a very bad deal for Vantiv. Well, that's in short how we do an event study. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, whatever. If you would like to receive this Excel file to do it by yourself again, or to see again all the formulas I've used, just send me an email or comment and I will get you the Excel file. Thanks for watching. See you next time.